Hey everyone, this is Michael for Spirit Comics. Welcome to my channel. This is day 21 of my new my 25 days of comic book reviews. My review of Marvel 2-in-1 number 74 from 1980. The special Christmas issue. And yes, when they had box art, and back when their comic books were only 50 cents. This stars The Thing and the Puppet Master. If you like this type of content, please do subscribe and click that notification bell so you don't miss any new uploads. Also, if you enjoy this video, please do give it a thumbs up and share it around. And please do comment. Now, I like the cover. No spaces really wasted. I mean, there's this black part in the background, but you know, that's not bad. This is a really good cover because it shows a lot of action going on. Ben Grimm is fighting a bunch of toys. Yes, I said toys. So I open up, it's a story called A Christmas Peril. So, Reed Richards, Sue Storm are shopping with Ben Grimm and his girlfriend Alicia Masters. And he is being the, dude to haul everything. They are getting ready to have a Christmas party. At the very same time, over at, let's see, I think it says here, Rikers Island Penitentiary, Alicia's father, who is known as the Puppet Master, is being released for good behavior. And he has a very somber tone about him when the guard gives his things. Okay, Masters, here's your bag of personal effects. Your last month's wages in the amount of $12.60 and your $20 accumulation well, actually, I don't know what that word is. It's some sort of bonus. Every now and then I come across words that I just don't know. Sign here. And the guard also says, oh, and a letter came for you today. Looks like a Christmas card. Just put it in the satchel, please. Okay, let's go. So, who is it from? Well, the card was from Ben Grimm because Alicia encouraged him to, send a Christmas card to some of the people that he doesn't like. And ha ha ha. I'm free. Let the world beware, for the Puppet Master is once again at large. So he's not changed too much. However, he goes into his lair to look for the mystical clay which he used to sculpt in the likeness of anybody to make them do his bidding. And he comes to find out that the clay has decayed, so he needs to get more. Then he opens up that letter and sees it's a greeting card from Ben Grimm, the Thing. And he thinks that the Thing is mocking him. So over at the Baxter building, Quasar arrives for the Fantastic Four's Christmas party. And a lot of other people are showing up. Someone's playing the piano. And Quasar is hitting on someone, and then they get this. There's a beep at their at the front door of the building, and it's the Puppet Master. Reed Richards says, "I'll switch on the lobby monitor and, hello, I hope I'm not interrupting anything." "It can't be. That's my father's voice." "The Puppet Master? Aw, why go and do your supervillaining? Go and do your supervillaining somewhere else. We're having a party." "Father, you're out of prison. You didn't..." "No, I did not escape. I was paroled on good behavior." So he's let in the Baxter building. Reed Richards doesn't think anything of it. And then they get to giving presents. Who doesn't have one? The Puppet Master. And this is young Franklin Richards, who goes up to the Puppet Master and says, "Mr. Masters, you can have a present from my pile. Pick one." "No, thank you, child." "But you have to have a present. It's Christmas. Don't you want anything?" Then the Puppet Master gets an idea. Well, he probably had it before he came there. "Yes, child, I do. What I really would like more than anything else is a trip to Europe. So, to revisit the place where I was born." So Franklin Richards goes to his father, Reed Richards, and says, "Dad, could we give that to Mr. Masters? We got lots of airplanes and rockets not doing anything." "Well, son, I suppose." Reed Richards is a little bit cautious, but he agrees to it. So the next morning, the Pogo plane is piloted by Ben Grimm to take the Puppet Master and his daughter, Alicia Masters, to Europe. So they go over there, and 7 hours later, they land. And they stay in this place a night, and while Ben Grimm, Alicia Masters, are sleeping, her father sneaks out to go get some of that mystical clay. And all of a sudden, when he's digging right below this tree, these huge toy soldiers appear, and he's captured somehow. They can't find him the next morning, so Ben and Alicia go asking. Nobody can give him any helpful advice, and then one woman says, "Go and see the old woman on the hill. She knows everything that happens in these parts." So they go. Ben says it looks sort of like a gingerbread house. They come in, and out of the cold weather, and Alicia says to her, "Despite my blindness, I am very good at reading people, but the feeling I got from you is unlike anyone I've ever met. Why should that be?" Perhaps your friend will tell you." And Ben says, "Holy, you're a cow." So she explains that, she's a product of the high evolutionary who combined a cow with a human DNA, and that was her product. She was the product of that. Then this dude in the white hair was a magician who was possessed by some kind of demon and left him sort of child-minded. He lost his entire memory and now had the mind of a child. And by the way, her name is Bova, like bovine. So here's her father while he sleeps, and I think his name's Mordred. This toy box comes open, and out spills a bunch of these toys, and there is her father, who doesn't know how he got there. And I don't know how he got there either, because it's not really explained. And he's a lot smaller than he was, because he thinks that he's in Land of the Giants, but no. He wakes Ben Grimm up, and for reasons not explained, Ben Grimm too is suddenly small as he is. Because you can see, Ben compared to Alicia, he is tiny. And there's no real explanation of how he got that way. So they fight. Well, mainly Ben fights all these toys. And eventually, we learn through the process of this story that this Mordred, his subconscious mind is projecting into the waking world, his feelings that he keeps hidden during his waking hours. He thinks Ben Grimm is a bad monster, so he's sending his toys to take care of him. But just how Ben and the Puppet Master got so small, that's never really explained. So finally, he wakes up because Ben's able to wake him up somehow, and it scares him half to death. Bova comes in asking about what happened. Ben's trying to get Alicia's attention. She can barely hear him. But then she discovers that he's in her hand. And he's practically the size of a bug. So then, somehow, she gets on to Mordred and he says, think of them as big, not small. Think of them as big, and they will be big. And all of a sudden, both gentlemen, they could become big again. And then, this is basically the conclusion of the issue. However, the Puppet Master has a moment where he's actually kind for a change. And he stops and says, Mordred, I want to tell you something. You don't have to be asleep to make your wooden friends move. Dreams can be real in the daytime too, if you wish hard enough. Think about him. Tell him to be real. And all of a sudden, hiya, Mordred, let's go and play. What do you say? Just by thinking of something, you can make it happen. Apparently is the consensus here. Thanks, Mr. Wizard. That's what he refers to him as. And the thing says, now, what do you go and tell the kid that for? No telling what kind of mischief he's gonna get into knowing he can do that. He was lonely, Grimm. His dolls are his only friends. I only showed him how to have better friends. Yeah. When did you become a child psychologist? I was much like Mordred as a child. I was alone. Different from other people. Their dolls were my only companions. They got to be an obsession with me. After I began to treat people like the puppets of my youth, then later I began to treat people like the puppets of my youth. Perhaps if Mordred learns now to treat dolls like people, and instead he will not follow the lonely path I did. Oh, Father, you need never be lonely as long as you or as I'm here. And later, know something, Baldy? I think I like you as a villain better. Leastwise than you were predictable. Don't worry, Grimm. The mood will pass. And it says, Happy Holidays down there at the bottom. Now, as much as I do love Christmas comic books because they are a niche part of the comic book market, this one, it wasn't the greatest. I mean, the artwork was good. Yes, the artwork was very good for its time. But the story, it lacked, explanation. I mean, even in a short story, even in a story that's contained in one issue, when something happens, there should be an explanation of how, the character got from point A to point B to point C. There wasn't any of that in this. So it ended up being confusing, to me at least. It wasn't a bad story. I mean, it was better than the modern day stories. So you might want to get it for yourself. Do you have this particular Marvel 2-in-1? Let me know down in the comments. This was day 21 of my 25 days of comic book reviews. I hope you enjoyed it. If you're new here, please do subscribe and click that notification bell so you don't miss any new uploads. Also, please do give this video a thumbs up and share it around. I am Michael for Spirit Comics. Till next time, true readers, may all your news be good news.